humpback whale problem continues. Each summer, these huge sea mammals move inshore in search of capelin. Once near shore, they often become entangled in inshore fishing gear. This evening, we're going to take a look back at the events of the past summer. This dead whale got caught in Ted Gibbons' trap. He, like most fishermen in the St. Vincent's area of St. Mary's Bay, have had at least one entanglement from a whale. But for Ted Gibbons and his crew, the problem has become chronic. The previous year, he was hit 6 times, and this is the second damage with the season barely underway. He, along with all fishermen from his area, have asked repeatedly for assistance, but nothing has happened. He's discouraged, and he feels betrayed.
The damage is done, that's all you can do. There's nobody going to help you. So you just got to put up with it. The government don't seem to be doing anything. Nobody seems to worry about it. So we haven't got to worry now. We might as well call it quits.
Despite that setback, Ted Gibbons continued his season with his remaining trap gear. But for some fishermen, whale damage can totally wipe them out and force them to tie up for the season. This has caused a number of fishermen to react violently and take the matter into their own hands. 2 years ago, Land and Sea came here to Portugal Cove South when whale damage was at its worst. Fisherman Leo Coombs had already been hit twice previously and was now going to solve the problem his way.
Yeah, I had to get 4 or 5 boats, a lot of men to take them up. And when he came up, half the trappers rolled around him. And we couldn't get on with him in regards to taking them out, so we got a couple of rifles. Pegged about 30 or 40 bullets into him. Didn't seem to him any good. So then we got a side, here side, go down the stick and we done the job on with that.
When people from the mainland of Canada would hear about that, the killing of a whale like that, they'd usually get pretty upset about it. What do you say to them?
Well, I wouldn't like to see them there trying to stop us the other evening from killing them. They'd have an awful job. Unless they came along and said how much your trap work will pay the money for, then they could have whale and all. That'd be the only solution. You know? We wouldn't stop for nobody. I mean, it's our way of living. We can't get the fish, well, we're finished.
But violent acts like this can do nothing to help the problem. Head of the Memorial University Whale Research Group, John Lean, has repeatedly informed fishermen that shooting at and killing whales will only cause greater problems for fishermen. He feels one of the solutions may be found in the use of acoustical devices which warn the whales of the presence of fishing gear.
Well, we used a variety of different sound devices. This year we used all devices that produce sounds. Some of them, like this one, produced a high-frequency sound. It's so high that, in fact, we can't hear it. This is another type of high-frequency device, a little bit heavier, manufactured by a different company. These are some that we manufactured here at the university. Again, a very high-frequency sound-producing device. Some of the sounds we used were lower frequency. You can hear this one beeping right now. This is clearly within our range of hearing. It's within the whale's range of hearing, but it's just high enough so codfish can't hear it. The last device that we used was this one. It's a mechanical device. It makes it sound simply by this moving up and down and striking this metal on the bottom. And this is operated by waves rather than electronically.
But the use of warning devices is still in the developing stages. For now, much of the work of the Memorial University Whale Research Group involves assisting fishermen with getting dead and trapped whales from their fishing gear. A whale has drowned in this trap just off from Bay de Verde. When we arrived, the crew was trying desperately to get the trap out of the water to see if it could be repaired. But the weight of the whale made it an almost impossible task. The trap season has just begun, and every fishing day is crucial.
You have to double that cabin under it.
On the swill, you will. On the swill, you're getting under.
Ed, when did you find out you had a problem with your trap?
Fishermen like Ed Doyle have had whale damage before, but
what is
this
the
one
problem?
they think has finished their trap.
Can't get it up. There's no way of getting it up. We got a crowd of men there now on it, and 2 punts, so can't get it up. So we're going to have the call research crowd in Memorial University come out.
There's some uncertainty as to just how long this problem has gone on for. It's only really gained attention in the media the past 2 seasons. Longtime fisherman Johnny Doyle.
No, not till this last few years. Last 3 years, oh yes, around 3 years. That's about the most.
3 to 5 or 7 years.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
No whales around here, no time, not till here this last, from 3 to 5 or 6 years. The proper nuisance to the fishermen, all this is. You take the man now with a trap and puts it out, he's expecting a bit of fish every man. When he comes out the hall and something like this in, you know what that is. And near fishing at one, they haven't got enough not to get a few cigarettes. And he got this one out here now since the 11th of June, the 10th of June, he's put out. And he never got on about 700 pounds. And the whale went through and first, and he spent all one Sunday out here, sconning up, and they only just tried to keep him there just to see would he get a few fish. Now this fella got him round altogether. There's a new trap he made last winter, every single bit of all them sides. There's one little bit of cotton there now in the soil of him there, about 3 yards right across. All the rest in the back and all in the sides, brand new linen till they put in the last winter. There's nothing from, I don't know how much the cost of it, I know it's a cost a damn good bit.
Johnny, what do you think can be done to straighten this problem out?
Kill the bloods of bitches.
Right on.
That's the right thing to do with them. What have they got him for? What's the good of them? I can't see what's the good of them, myself. Only ruin the people, that's all he's ruining.
Leo, do you think there's any hope with these little electronic devices, these beepers and pingers
I don't know,
and
they
stuff?
never tried them, but Random got one on, that fella's in there on the front now. They got one on theirs, but that's way down Lowlands Cove, what they call Lowlands Cove. But there don't be no whales going there hardly, only in the backside. It's in the backside, but they don't go down there. Not very much.
Would you consider trying one of those things then? You think that may help it a bit?
Yes, I'd try anything. The guy out there, if I thought he wouldn't go handy to him. Anything in the world. I'd get out there myself and stop there all night. If I thought these keep away the whales. It's a hard problem, boy.
It was around 10 next morning, when most of the boats were returning with their day's catch, that the university team arrived. They brought along compressed air tanks, which they planned to use to insert air into the whale and float him to the surface. All last summer, the university group operated tirelessly with limited funds. As soon as one entrapment would be straightened away, there'd usually be a call for another one. Before they arrived here, they'd just spent 2 days in various parts of Bonavista Bay working on damaged fishing gear. The question most commonly asked about releasing whales from entanglements is, how long will it take? And the answer is never the same. Sometimes it can take up to 2 days, while other times it's just a matter of minutes. This job seems to have gone easier than expected, and within less than an hour, the whale has been floated to the surface. Now the job starts of trying to salvage the cod trap. This damage occurred early in the season, and first indications were that last summer's whale problem was going to be worse than the previous years. Fortunately, this wasn't the case. For the summer of 1979, it's estimated that the total damage to fishing gear was around $500,000. This past season, the figure has dropped to around $300,000. Unfortunately for the fishermen in the Bay de Verde area, the whales seem to stay in around the traps feeding for a longer period because of the capeman. One interesting statistic from last summer's reported damage was that fully 1/3 of the damage was caused not by whales, but by huge basking sharks. So first indications from the past summer are that the whale problem is declining. But is it really? Sure, the total number of damage is down, but there are still so many unknowns about this problem. Different capeland migrations, more gear placed in different berths, and the still uncertain success of alarms. All questions that will remain unanswered for a few years yet. But there's one part of the trouble that can consistently be counted on. Fishermen will get damage, and damage that will possibly ruin their season. Each summer, fishermen plead for assistance, and each year the response is the same. The provincial government says, yes, you should get the assistance, but we haven't got the money. The federal government says, we're studying the problem. Two answers that fishermen were expecting during the first couple of seasons of gear damage, but now the time has come for action. It's obvious that fishermen have to be more directly involved, and some lip service has been given to that idea. But it's now getting well into the fall, and unless something tangible is started soon, it's very unlikely anything will be done in time for the coming season. Yes, we know there's a group studying the problem, but fishermen have seen their problems studied before. The really tragic side of this dilemma is that fishermen are starting to get more angry and impatient, and some will start shooting whales themselves. A course of action that will do nothing, only aggravate the problem further. Crew member Gerald Doyle.
How much damage do you figure is done to your trap?
Well, the trap is ruined. You won't do nothing with the trap, do you, after the guard putting it back in the water? It's pointless. Because it costs you a fortune of money. Now go and get fined and everything. And then besides the fishing losing, you know, we're not having the trap out there. So the trap is beyond repair for this year.
Gerald, how do you feel about the whole situation now? At least your trap is clear, but what's your feelings on this whole racket now?
Well, it's just, I still think they should start killing the whales again. Because it's causing an awful lot of trouble with fishermen. And that's not the only time it's happened. It's going to happen again. Perhaps to somebody else. And that's every single time that it happens will somebody lose the trap. And he's losing fish and everything else.
However, the story of the movement of whales to our inshore waters has not been all bad. For some, it's seen as a possible addition to our tourist industry. Where are they gone? Geez, they're right by the side. Geez, they're right on the side of the boat. Watch it, Ed. Hang on. Geez, now it's tipped her over. For being near the sights and sounds of these great whales can be an exciting experience, as our land and sea crew was quick to find out. One of the rare occurrences last summer that attracted many tourists to the beach at St. Vincent's, St. Mary's Bay, was a group of humpbacks feeding on capelin incredibly close to shore. One of the ironies of this development was that while people were content to sit and watch the beauty and grace of these animals near the beach, just a few hundred yards further offshore, they were causing havoc to the fishermen. It's early Saturday morning, at the height of the trap season in St. Vincent's. The previous day, the Memorial University Whale Research Group released that dead whale from the trap off from Beta Verde. They've just received a call that Ted Gibbons has another whale in his trap. It's his third hit of the season. With no wharf for landing facilities at St. Vincent's, everybody runs their boat in from the beach. It's a bit of a tricky job for the novice.
Yeah. This is the thing you don't rush it, but yeah. Take your time.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till you're close.
Once we've cleared the beach, we're rowed offshore to a larger trap boat that will move us further down the shore to Ted Gibbons' trap and the entangled whale. The whale has been in the trap since late yesterday evening. They're not sure how much damage has been done. The net around his head probably came when he broke through the leader, but it could be the box of the trap. If that's the case, there's big trouble for both the whale and the cod trap.
She got the head caught around the fan.
Although the fishermen have gotten nowhere with their request for help, one thing that's occurred is that there's been a lot of attention from international media. This crew came from the BBC, Bristol, England. People like Jacques Cousteau and filmmakers from the US were also around the past summer. If the problem continues, it looks like whale entrapments could rival the seal hunt as Newfoundland's media event.
You're not going over with that, wish. Cut on the filler, cut down around.
I think the right side of his tail is clear. It looks like those long clippers are tangled up. We have to go in now. We wanted to wait till you guys are out here in case we get in trouble. We want to drift across, okay? Okay.
Got it okay, Ben?
Got it. side is clear, all
This
right?
side is clear. Let me try it again. I didn't see any ropes. Have you been at all?
Okay, yeah.
You're gonna have to go over there to see the other side.
So you got that go over here.
There's some net there, but it's all loose. It's a little in his mouth and then a little on the front of the whale. The only thing we can see that is holding him is probably a wrap around the tail. On the right side, the fluke is free. Okay?
Ted, when did that whale come in that trap?
I don't know, this morning or last night.
How much damage do you think it's done to it?
You got both corners gone now, so maybe the bottom too.
And when did you put that trap in the water?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday. You must be very pleased with that, are you?
Oh yes, it's beautiful. It's a new trap for today. No, it's not getting any better, is it?
How many whales have you had now, Ted?
4. So far. Third, now this is the last straw now. I will give it up. I'm not the only one. Everybody's having their share.
What do you think should be done with it?
You should open season on it, I suppose. Or someone should compensate you. If it's a federal lad in the federal should look after it. We're the one that's suffering. $7,000 trap and you got nothing left.
The problem we've got is, I mean, he's pretty vigorous. And like, whether he's loose or not, he's going to tangle, loose or caught, he's going to tangle in these walls unless we can get one down and then drive him out, right?
What do you suggest?
Well, if we go in on the corners that he's torn, okay, and start hauling up, okay, you got some knives handy. There's no way for him to get out of it. All those walls are intact. The handiest thing is, okay, while he's still caught and we got some control, to get aside and get him out of the trap, all right? If we don't do that, I mean, one way or another. Huh?
We're going to do something, because look, the wind comes in, we'll not be able to do anything, will we?
We're going to go, Brian, we'll go back in trip right.
You figure it's going to get a little rough later on, eh, or what?
Well, the forecast 25, 30 miles an hour westerly winds, eh? That's heavy winds, isn't it?
So if we don't get him out now,
That's easy in for Monday. We'll lose our trap for the main game, eh? Bad enough the trap is now, we won't be able to repair and get it in.
We'll go inside and look on that inside wall.
Aye?
Oh.
Well, tie it on like that, you're going to bust it up anyway.
Well, get him out of it. You leave him in it for now till Monday, or tomorrow.
We'll dry up the corner and roll him out in that end and let him go.
It looks as if the whale isn't tangled in any part of the box of the trap. So when the decision is made to dry up one side and see if the whale can be moved towards the outside wall, all hands join in. Care has to be taken not to spook the whale, and hopefully he'll find a part near the head of the trap that he can get out over.
Hey, your trap's come back up.
He's gone.
I think he has.
He's gone.
Maybe he does fix, maybe he jumped in over the top there. Up there.
He's gone from here.
Yeah.
He's gone.
John,
That's an easy one.
here he is out there, look. He just went off there, see that, Nigel?
Yeah.
The issue is undeniably clear. Something has to be done for the fishermen who get damaged by whales. A full compensation program has been requested, an insurance program that requires premiums to be paid by fishermen, and a plan that's administered by them also would be ideal. But time is running perilously short. While the few fishermen we talked to on this program who suggested killing and have killed whales is by no means representative of how the entire fishing community feels, it does represent an undercurrent of discontent and frustration. It's a tide of discouragement and despair that, if not dealt with before this coming season, could cause Newfoundland to be thrust once again before the world screen as butchers and barbarians of these great sea mammals. In the totality of the problems that face the inshore fishermen, the whale problem is not large. I fear that if we lose the ability to handle and manage this very specific problem, then what, pray tell, shall we do with these larger jurisdictional and management issues that constantly face our fishery?